Hey guys, my name is Tal and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day and I hope your week is off to a great start. So this is my second video for February as promised. So I needed to do this video because I feel as though this is very important for you guys to know. So I want you to be very attentive and I trust that you'll watch this video all the way to the end. So in addition to that, I just want to talk about a few things before I dive into today's video. So firstly, thank you guys for commenting and letting me know your feedback regarding Housing Connect 2.0. I took a lot of notes and I advised my colleague that I advised you is in that development process. Like they're a part of that development team for Housing Connect 2.0. So I did report back the information that you advised that you guys are having challenges with. And as I had mentioned before, you know, they are aware of a lot of these issues and they're working on it. So that's the first thing. The next thing is that I'm saying this right now, you do not want to miss my next video. So my next video, I'm gonna talk about how to apply on Housing Connect 2. I know I have another video of how to apply, but that's applicable to Housing Connect, just the old Housing Connect. So now it's time for an updated video, right? So I'm gonna do how to apply on Housing Connect 2, and I'm also gonna put some resources in there and give you guys some additional information. So what I want you to do for me right now is subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so before, like you've been here, you've been watching the videos, you've been benefiting from the information, so subscribe to my channel, right? And turn on post notifications so that way when I post the next video, you know right away and you could get those gems immediately. And the other thing that I would like you guys to do, like if you have ever benefited from any of the videos whatsoever that I made, I want you to give this video a thumbs up. Let me get some more feedback. I know a lot of you guys been commenting and sending emails, but I just want to know, like, if any information benefited you, give this video a thumbs up. I want to know that I'm pretty much providing information that's relevant. So let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. And with that being said, today I want to talk about a few things that I wish I talked about earlier, right? So first thing I want to say is this. When you're applying for the affordable housing program or just in life general, right? Whatever you're doing in life generally, you have to be positive about it, right? You have to believe that this is gonna happen for you. Like if it's the higher power will, it will happen for you. So you have to have a positive mindset. I feel as though a lot of people that's in these affordable housing process, you're already telling yourself that it's not gonna happen for me, right? So now you already put yourself 10 steps backwards because you started it with a negative mindset. So I want all of you guys to do me a favor and believe that this is going to happen for you. If it's the will of whoever is a higher power for you, for me, it's God. So with everything I say, if it's the will of God, it's going to happen. And I'm gonna get very deep into this. So I really hope that anyone that's in process right now, just truly, you know, take some time and watch this video to the end, because I'm also gonna, like, it's a lot I want to tell you guys. So just please watch the video to the end, right? So be positive about it. A lot of the comments I see, a lot of the emails, people always started off with a negative, right? Like, oh, it's been 12 years, or oh, it's not gonna happen, or oh, I've been trying and these things are not, this everything negative that you can think of. But if that's the mindset that you have, you're already putting it in the universe that it's not gonna happen for you. So guess what? It's not going to happen. So let me put it this way, and I'm gonna share a lot of like personal relevant stuff. So watch to the end, right? Whatever in life generally is for you, it's gonna be for you. So if it's, and again, I'm using God as my reference, you could replace God with whosoever is a higher power for you. So if it's the will of God for you to get that apartment that you're applying for, he's gonna make it happen for you, right? So you just have to trust the process and do your part. And what your part is making sure you apply to lotteries that you qualify for. 90% of the people that are the applicants, for better word than that, is saying, oh, I never get an apartment. Partly because you're applying for apartments that you're not eligible for. And don't waste your time or someone else's time, right? Like, if I always say, use a $5,000 gap, right? Like, if your income is 5,000 above or 5,000 below, because sometimes applicants miscalculate their income. So if it's like 5,000 above or 5,000 below, or sometimes it just depends, right? Or a little greater or a little lesser, then you can apply, because you could be miscalculating your income. But don't apply for income brackets that's $30,000 more than what you're making, and then say, oh, they never contact me, or oh, I'm always getting denial letters. But you knew you weren't eligible. Like, the numbers are the numbers, guys, and those numbers are what they are. Like, I saw someone left a comment, say they were rejected for being $1 over or $1 under. I can't remember exactly, but the numbers are what they are. So don't set yourself up knowing that you're not eligible and then say, oh, it never happens for me, right? So your part, again, is making sure you apply to lotteries that you may be actually eligible for. Make sure you're on top of this, like you're keeping your profile updated, you're in constant communication if any information is requested of you, and you are being attentive. That's critical, right? Because there's a lot of details that you need to be attentive to make sure that you're doing it the right way. Like, why would you rush to get through this? Like, do your part and do it correctly, so that way it can happen for you, right? So with that being said, that's just a positive mindset that you have to think in order for this to truly manifest. Like, there's power in manifestation, guys. Like, you have to have faith and you have to manifest. Speak it every day until it happens. And there was this comment that someone left, and I'm gonna read it for you because it really warmed my heart so much. And I was thinking about this, like, at night. I'm just thinking about it, and I'm just really smiling, and I'm like, God is so good. And I'm just so happy that this person, Nikki, that's her name, that Nikki, thank you so much. Your comment really, it's all the more reason why I know that, like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be here making these videos for you guys. So thank you so much, Nikki. Like, you don't know what that comment did for me. And I'm going to read it because I hope what it did for me as, the person sharing the information, I hope it does something for you. So this is what Nikki said, and you can see this on the video that the subject is, I'm back, drop your affordable housing questions. I believe that's the subject line. You'll see that comment there because I pinned it. So she said, your videos are so helpful. I've been applying on Housing Connect since 2009. What is that? 12 years ago, right? Never got a call, and I watch your videos the whole pandemic, and I finally got an email 11/23/2020. So Nikki dedicated when we had all that home time, being home, and even if you were working from home, there wasn't much that you could do. So Nikki made the decision to change her mindset and educate herself so she could learn more about the process, so she could do it the right way and go through the right stages, right? So Nikki dedicated her time through the pandemic and watched all my videos, right? So let me keep going. So she got an email 11/23 to submit documents. While watching your videos, I prayed and spoke it into existence. And I told myself, I am going to get into one of these buildings. Nikki, I love it. So Nikki manifested it, right? She put it in the universe. She removed all those negative thoughts that was saying, Nikki, it's been 12 years. You ain't get one then. You think you're going to get one now? No, Nikki changed her mindset, and Nikki started to believe that it's going to happen for her. And here's the best part, right? So she prayed, she spoke it in existence. I feel like I sound like a preacher. But I'm just so happy, guys. This like really made my whole, it's just everything, right? So she prayed and she spoke it in existence. And I am happy to say on 1/28/2021, I signed a lease. Nikki, see, that is this is just such an amazing testimony. And that just goes to show, if Nikki waited 12 years, right? And it took her all that time for her to change her mindset, dedicated a few months to educate herself, follow the true process. It's black and white, guys. Like, there's no twist to this. And another thing I want to say, right? No one, and I repeat, because I saw someone charging like a consulting fee for applicants. No, you should never pay anyone any fee to get you one of these apartments. It does not work like that, right? So do not let anyone promise you that they could get you an apartment, whether it's someone that works for the developer, works for the city. I repeat, no one, regardless of how much you pay them, can get you into one of these apartments. I want to make that very clear also, because I know people go beyond to make this happen. So that's not an option. But back to Nikki's story, right? So that is a mindset change. And then boom, look at that. So you know how I internalized that, Nikki, and I hope you watch this video. I internalized that as God, or whosoever the higher power for Nikki is. Nikki needed to go through the process, right? God had to prepare her for the blessings that he's gonna bring forth, right? So he wasn't ready for her to be in this luxury building 5-10 years ago, because Nikki wasn't ready. So he had to prepare her, right? Nikki had to go through the stages of life for him to bring her this blessing. And I'll tell you, I'll be even more transparent. And I talked about my friend that I went to grad school with. Her story is similar. For years, she didn't think it was gonna happen for her until we, developed that relationship. And I not only educated her, but I said it starts with your mindset. If you telling yourself it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. As soon as she changed her mindset, things change. Like literally, right? She started refusing apartments. That's how much things changed. But guess what? The years before, when she was applying, God wasn't ready to put her in this, because she wasn't thinking positive. She didn't believe it was gonna happen for her, right? So what God did, and this is a friend of mine's story, what God did, he elevated her a bit, right? He moved her out of her room and he put her in an apartment building. But guess what? She was still negative. She still didn't believe it was going to fully happen for her, right? So he put her in a walk-up building, a regular walk-up. Not to say anything is wrong with walk-up, so don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm get my point here. He put her in a regular building, not a luxury building, not an affordable housing, just a regular building in a neighborhood that she didn't really like, but it wasn't the worst either, right? And she had to drag her laundry basket up those stairs because there was no elevator in the building, right? So God had to put her through that process and say, let me see if you're gonna change your mindset. And when she finally started changing her mindset and believing it's gonna happen to her, now she lives in a luxury elevated building, rooftop, amenity areas, gym inside the building, package area, luxury. But she had to change her mindset. And this doesn't just apply to affordable housing. This applies to life in general. So I hope the point that you guys get from this is, if it is for you, it will be for you. And the last point I'm going to make, and it's in reference to myself, right? While you manifest, while you be faithful, and while you trust the process, also know that if it's not the will of the higher power for you to live in an apartment, it's not going to happen for you, right? It may not happen for you if that's not the will of God or the higher power for you to be in an apartment building, because sometimes we miss that point. Sometimes there's like God has greater plans for us. Maybe he sees a house for you. Maybe he doesn't see you in a building, right? So you got to know that all things will work together for your good. All things. I shared my personal story, and for a lot of you, if you're new to the channel and may say, well, what qualifies me to tell you this information? I've worked with many developers in New York City, some of the top developers in New York City, and I've done and I still do extremely well in this industry. But I applied a few years ago. This is maybe 10 years ago or something like that, or maybe even more than 10 years ago. I was in undergrad. I applied for an affordable housing and I was rejected. I had 2 months left in undergrad and I was rejected for being a full-time student. I wrote a nice appeal letter and everything. They didn't even respond to me. I wish I knew what I knew now then, because that was wrong. They should have responded. But that's not the point. But I was rejected. Was I sad? Of course. I started picturing myself in the apartment, right? But because I've always been a faithful person, and I've always told myself that God works all things out for my good. All things may not be good in the moment, but all things will work together for your good. So fast forward, my accent coming out. Fast forward a few years later, guess what God did for me? He gave me an opportunity in the affordable housing industry. Right? Like, I didn't get the affordable housing, but he placed me in the industry, right? So I can help hundreds of people. To date, I've probably maybe housed more than 500 people, approved more than 500 applicants, right? But God put me in that situation so I could do what I'm doing now, right? And even greater than that, he didn't see an apartment for me. So he afforded me the opportunity to buy a house. But I'm just saying, at that point, obviously that I wasn't thinking, oh, it's necessarily gonna be a house. Maybe it would have been something else. But I knew that all things were gonna work together for my good. So what I wanna encourage you to do is know that all things is gonna work together for your good. And whatever is for you, no leasing agent could block you. I see someone said they experienced like racist, they had a racist experience. No one can block you. If it is for you to be there, you are gonna be exactly where you need to be. Exactly where you need to be. Because what you're thinking for yourself right now, maybe that's not God's will for your life. So I want you to be more positive. The purpose of this video, and I know I've probably been talking for longer than I needed to, but I truly want you to get the point. What is for you is going to be for you. So I encourage you, right? The method to affordable housing, there's no shortcut. So don't let anyone tell you about a shortcut. Let me show you the tricks, and it's black and white. It's either you're eligible or you're ineligible. Period, right? But while you go through the process, the key to this is being faithful, manifest, be positive, right? Be attentive. That's the key. That's it. There's no tricks. Like I told you all the time, I'm not here telling you anything that's, I'm not dropping some miracles. I'm just educating you guys. So what I encourage you to do, instead of rushing through the process, educate yourself. Educate yourself. People suffer. People miss out on opportunity because of lack of knowledge. There is so much information on affordable housing that, like, you just have to dedicate the time to really read it and tap into it, guys. So that's what my message is for this video, and I hope that you get the point in this, and I hope that you change your mindset so this can happen for you. And I hope that you believe that all things is gonna work for your good, because I believe it. Everything is gonna work for your good. It's just a matter of time before it happens. So don't look at what may not be good right now, but look forward. Know that everything is gonna work for your good. All right, so be of good courage, trust the process, keep applying, educate yourself, take the time out, do what Nikki did. You know, you may not have, as much time as we did in the pandemic, but allocate a weekend to watch these videos, read the HDC Marketing Handbook, watch the videos on Housing Connect site. And, I'm going to talk more about that in my next video as well, but I needed to do this, guys. And I think I got everything off my chest. I hope this was not misinterpreted, and by no means this video is to offend anyone. I just want you to believe. I just want you to believe and be of good courage. That's it. Because I know that, whatever is for you will be for you. There's no doubt in my mind. And I know a lot of these apartments is for a lot of you guys, and it will be for you. You just need to go through the process right now and know that your current circumstance doesn't determine what it's going to be in a couple months. My friend was miserable in her walk-up apartment, that she had to drag her grocery and her laundry cart up every single day, right? But she needed to go through that, right? Because God needed to show her what he can do for her if she trusts him and if she be positive, right? And now her whole quality of life changed. And that's what I want for you guys, right? And I want that for your children. I had one more situation one more scenario that I wanted to share with you, but I'm gonna wait till another video, because that's something else that I need to address. But that's it for me, guys. I felt like I went off in a rant, but I'm speaking from the heart, and I wanted you guys to know that I just want you to be positive and be of good courage. But that's all for today's video. But again, subscribe. You do not want to miss the next video. Share this video with someone. This doesn't just apply to affordable housing. This is life in general, right? Just be positive about whatever you do and just everything that you do. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. I so greatly appreciate you guys, and I'm standing in a gap with you. I'm here to support you in any way that I can. I just encourage you to continue to do your part, and I'll try to provide you with as much information as I can. My name is Tal. Share, like, subscribe. Thank you, and have an amazing night.